Good day. Welcome to another episode of Drew's Book Reviews. Today, I'm going to be talking about a book I hadn't actually planned on reading yet, mainly because my preference for books is the hard print copy edition. I don't really read the ebook format. I do prefer physically holding the book in my hand. Now, I'm absolutely open to reading an ebook, or maybe that's the only way that it's available, but I knew this particular book would eventually be in print. But then BookTube started blowing up about this book. Everybody and their dog seems to be talking about it, and honestly, I'm not surprised that that is the case, because this is big, guys. This is big. There is a book coming out on November 17th that I am so ecstatic and excited about, and that is Rhythm of War. So the book I'm talking about today is kind of in between the book 3 and book 4 of Stormlight, and it is Dawnshard. Everybody's been talking about this. So I decided, you know what? I'm getting really pumped for more Stormlight Archive. Let's talk about it. I downloaded the ebook. I read it. Now I'm going to tell you what I think of Dawnshard by Brandon Sanderson. Stormlight Archive 3.5. Stay tuned. Okay, so Dawnshard. Dawnshard is all about Risen and her journey across the ocean in order to seek out the mystery of the islands of Akina and Amina, Akina being the lost capital of the islands of Amina. This is a mysterious group of islands that is surrounded by this mysterious storm that has been raging forever, basically. She has been commissioned by Navani Colin to sail across the oceans with her crew and find out what is going on in there. So we've already lost a couple of Radiants on previous journeys, so we don't really know what's going on with this island, but we know that there must be something important going on there. Something is being kept from the world, and it's of vital importance. So that is the basic gist and idea behind Dawnshard. Now Risen herself, she is a disabled individual. She suffered an accident or suffered an injury, pardon me, and she now has no use of her legs. She was first introduced to us in one of the interludes from the Stormlight Archive by Brandon Sanderson, and this kind of expands a little bit on her story, and we get to know her better. And kind of get to understand her better. So she is disabled and dealing with the people that are always trying to walk on eggshells around her, and what it's like for her as a disabled person to be treated differently. It's kind of a key aspect of this story, which is, really interesting to me in how Sanderson explores this idea. I think he's done a really good job in exploring those ideas. Now, that being said, I've never been in that position. So I kind of speak from ignorance without having that experience myself, but I think Brandon Sanderson did a really good job kind of exploring how that might make one feel. Now, on this ocean journey, we don't just have Risen, of course. There's the crew and, of the sailing ship and whatnot, but also we got a couple of Radiants. We got the Lopen. Everybody loves the Lopen. Lopen is hilarious. He's the comic relief. Everybody loves the Lopen. So enjoy Lopen. If you haven't read this, enjoy the Lopen part. It's great. The Lopen's awesome. And we also have Rock's daughter, Cord. So they are going by ship. They're sailing by ship, even though the Windrunners, because what's happened previously is previous expeditions, the Windrunner Stormlight has been drained and sucked out of them, and they lost them in the depths of the ocean as a result. So we're going by ship this time, by boat, so that the Windrunners don't die in the ocean after the Stormlight gets sucked out. And as they navigate through the storm, they reach the mysterious islands, trying to discover the secret of the islands. And of course, by the title of the book, Dawnshard, you know that the Dawnshard plays a role in this book. The Dawnshard is definitely part of the story and part of the mystery of these islands. Now, if you are a Cosmere fan, then you know that the Dawnshards are like these mythological objects of extreme power, capable of destroying entire planets. and they're somewhat myth and legend on Roshar. And the whole acquisition of getting a Dawnshard, it would be unheard of. This is something out of myth and legend, and they're very, very, very powerful objects of lore, magic, myth, legend, and all around. Dawnshards are just really important to the greater Cosmere. In fact, this book mentions the Cosmere a few times. You'll see mentioned within this book the Cosmere, and part of that is we have these mysterious creatures referred to as the gods who do not sleep, and they're basically these creatures made up of these Kremlings, or Kremling-like creatures that can form and present themselves as human, and or present themselves as any creature really. So that we encounter these as part of our journey in this book, and it's just they're actually kind of creepy. They're fun. They're this book is fun and full of adventure and all that, and the encounter with these gods who do not sleep is part of the process of telling this story. And what we see here is we learn that the entire Cosmere is at stake. The Cosmere's very existence is at stake. One thing that Brandon Sanderson is famous for is kind of putting these little nuggets or Easter eggs within his books as he links the entire Cosmere together into one grand epic story and adventure. So the Cosmere isn't just the Stormlight archive, it is also things like Mistborn and Elantris as part of the Cosmere as well. If you haven't read Mistborn, definitely go do that. It's one of my favorite series as well, but it's part of the greater Cosmere. Now, and I want to thank YouTuber Alex Nieves. I will go ahead and link his channel in the description below. I watched his video on Dawnshard, and he mentioned this, and then it's like, holy crap, how did I not pick up on that first time around? There's talk of some metals and their effects in this book and how they affect Spren and things like that. And this is kind of a hint dropped to the allomatic or allomancy powers that we see in things like Mistborn. So again, thank you, Alex Nieves, for pointing that out. I totally, whoa, I can't believe I missed that. You know, being as big a Stormlight fan as I am, how did I not pick up on that? So that's kind of, whoa. But anyway, yeah, that's something that is mentioned within this book, and I'm trying to keep it spoiler free because I don't want to get into details. We know the Lopen gains some additional powers. Rock's daughter, Cord, manages to get the treasure that she was looking for, and I won't say what that treasure is, but all around, this was just a good book. I really, really enjoyed it. I love getting to know Risen some more. I liked kind of seeing Lopen kind of grow as a character, realizing some things about himself as well. Introduction to Cord in this book, Rock's daughter, and more about her and Rock's family. I guess as we learn a little bit more about that. And overall, just a really, really good, enjoyable read. I really enjoyed it. I liked it, and I think it is definitely well worth reading, especially if you're a Cosmere fan, especially if you're a Stormlight Archive fan, and especially if you're eagerly anticipating the release of Rhythm of War later this month, which I know I certainly am. I can't wait. I'm so excited. Really glad that I downloaded this ebook. Really glad that I took the time to read it. So those are my thoughts on Dawnshard. Great book, great read all around. Fun, little nuggets and hints of more important things to come, I have no doubt. And you know, you can kind of think of this as a preview, I guess. I'm kind of looking as a preview, kind of like the trailer for Rhythm of War. So we'll kind of see how that goes, and we're really looking forward to that. So thanks so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and we will see you next time on the next episode of Drew's Book Reviews. Until then, keep on reading. Bye.